D23. So Marvel news. That's what we're going to focus on first.
Hmm.
We'll do separate videos for other Disney projects and Star Wars projects. But first, obviously, we want to go over Marvel news. So the
Hmm.
big news was Black Panther 2, May 6th, 2022.
A little bit out
Um,
there, but those dates come along fast when you're looking forward to it. It seems like.
Yes. Now they didn't release the other two films scheduled for that year, which I thought was a little interesting. Like, why would you not release the other two? And it made me think that maybe Spider-Man was one of those movies, and they
Eh,
can't talk about it because they're still in negotiations.
could be. Um,
Um,
they also didn't release the. They had a release date, but not a title for Avengers Endgame, all the way up into a year before it came out, even less
that's
than
true,
that.
but that was also because they didn't want to spoil anything from Infinity War, and they were really hyping it up.
And that very well could be the exact same reason here. One of those other movies
Yeah.
could be spoiled by Black Panther 2. So we don't know on that. Let them
Possibly.
take
I
their
mean,
time.
with all the shows coming out and the movies before 2022, there could be something that would spoil it. So
Right.
maybe they are holding off until next year's
There's
Comic
no
Con, and then
rush.
they'll
They got
finally
years
release
to
it.
work on it. No rush.
Exactly, exactly. So that was the big exciting news. I know with Black Widow they didn't have too much new stuff. They showed a little bit of footage, but nothing new. I'm hoping to get a trailer. What's the big
I
next
think we'll have a trailer here
event that we can get
soon
a
because
trailer?
I think they
Yeah.
showed a little bit of one at D23, but we're not going to watch a pirate trailer on here. We're going to watch an actual
No.
trailer when it looks good and the full nine
Yeah.
yards. I liked her white outfit that they showed. Um,
Yeah.
that's a change of pace.
It it actually reminded me because I know you don't watch the DC shows on the CW, but I do. And they went from like we had a character go from Black Canary where she was all black
Yeah,
leather
I know
to
about her.
White Canary
Hmm.
where she's all in the white outfit now. So
I was thinking it'd be
it kind of
the
gives me that same
rival of
feeling.
Black Widow. I was thinking that could be the costume of the other character that's basically her equal because I believe she wore something along those lines in the animated series and such.
Okay, all right. Um, but no, nothing too new from the Black Widow film. The
Right.
one that we got the most news on from a film side was the Eternals. So
Hmm.
Jon Snow is reuniting with his brother Robb Stark.
Rob Stark.
It,
Last thing he said to him was, "Next time I see you, you'll be in black." John Stark's?
ah,
What's John Stark's character's name again?
Black Knight.
Oh, okay, okay. Just want to say, full circle, full circle.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay,
Credit to
so
whoever posted that on Reddit. I'm not stealing that. So,
that's awesome. So yeah, there is going to be this cast is massive for the Eternals.
fuck
Like
yeah,
this
it's an
is a
important movie.
massive.
Did you do
I
research on it like I asked you to about the
I've done a
history
little
and
bit.
everything?
I've done a little bit of research. I'm still getting more into
This is
it.
going to be like the
Um,
heartbeat of Phase 4, and I think, because they said it's
right.
mainly going to be space and everything outside of the Earth. And the turtles are like the
But
heartbeat
they're
of
Earth
everything.
based. They're
The
Earth based because they interact with humans throughout history.
Okay, they're not
Yeah.
Earth based. They may come to Earth, they may check in on Earth and how it's going, but they're not Earth based.
Hmm.
They're not
I'm gonna
from
have to.
Earth.
Well, no. They're not from Earth, but they've lived on Earth and they impact Earth's history throughout the centuries.
Okay. I'm
From
not gonna
what I've
assume
read so
anything
far.
on this. I'm gonna wait till I see actual shit. But I
Okay.
don't believe the Eternals are just like chilling out on Earth, because
No, they could be like they could like different centuries come in because they like to fuck with humans from
I'm
so
aware, but
far
they
a
don't
little bit of
stay on
research I've
Earth.
read.
They
But
are in the universe,
yes,
the galaxy, the whole
yes,
everything. They're not like, hey,
yes.
let's go home to Earth.
Right,
No.
right. But they've spent time on Earth. It's not
Yeah.
like yeah, okay. So it might not be their home base, but they've spent time here manipulating and changing things in the history
I want to
of
see what
the
Thor
Earth.
says about him as well.
That
Really,
would be
because
interesting.
Thor, the history and everything. I mean, if you're looking
Right.
for any kind of where the creation of the universe and all this kind of the main ancients and stuff like that, or Eternals, you can actually then Thor is the one that's going to have the best knowledge on those. So I
Hmm.
look forward to being able to have something out of Love and Thunder
Technically,
about that.
some of the Asgards could have
Hmm.
information on that too,
Yep.
and they're on Earth now too. So I
Yep.
wonder if they'll interact at all. So I don't know anything about Black Knight. The only little bit of research that I've done so far is he has kind of a lightsaber in the comics,
Hmm.
which I was like, okay, so we're just really stealing from Star Wars now. Okay,
Not
no
stealing when
problem.
it's owned by the same
I
people.
know. I know, but still, it's like I feel like there should be some separation there. But I'm like, sure, I'll see a
They'll
lightsaber
modify
in.
it. They'll
Yeah,
modify
I
it.
know, I
Yeah.
know.
They'll
The
call it a
other
laser sword.
the other casting news was Cersei, who Black Knight character and Cersei have a romantic relationship,
Hmm.
and I think it's funny. Jon Snow is going to have a romantic relationship with Cersei. All right.
I hope there's just something small, like somebody's just like that just doesn't sound right. You know, just something
Yeah,
weird, just something a little,
that would be
little
funny.
something. I
A
doubt they will,
little
but it would
something.
be nice for the Game of Thrones fans out
It
there.
would be like when Doctor Strange and Tony Stark met and they were like, "Do you concur, Doctor?" Because like they both played Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
Just that
yeah,
little thing.
something like that.
Yeah. But what I found interesting is Cersei is technically like one of the main characters. Like she's one of the main characters, but they cast the same actress who's already played in a Marvel movie. She's already been, and
Hmm.
I forgive me if I say his name wrong. It's like Gemma Cho, I think is her name, and she was the villain, one of the villains in Captain Marvel, blue skinned alien that was like Jude Law's like right hand woman. I don't remember if she died in that movie or not.
That right there is my point. I want to point that out. If you don't remember if she died or not, and you can't even pronounce her name right, she had a small role. So if they really liked her, they can bring her over, and it's not going to hurt anything. But if you
Yeah,
take a main
and she's not
character,
gonna have all the paint on her and everything. Like
right?
it's
So
gonna be
it's a
her.
new person, but it's somebody they like working with. So I
I
look forward to
guess
that.
she must have really made an impression though to like get cast twice in two major space movies.
Yeah, I mean Hollywood.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, we'll be getting more stuff for this coming
Yeah,
up later months. But we did get concept art for each of the characters,
good.
which was really cool to see. I thought it looked amazing. Now, Rob Stark's character, he plays Icarus, who is like very blonde in the comics,
Right.
but it looks like in the concept art he's going to keep his brown hair, and I was like, maybe he looks really bad as a blonde and they didn't want to do it because Angelina Jolie is going blonde for her character.
Right.
Um, which I just found it strange that he wouldn't
I
do
mean,
that.
Disney is known for staying true to the original work with their characters and such, right? Are we diving into that right now?
No, it was just like
All right.
because it was like the image that I see of Icarus, and again, I'm still doing research, but every image I see of him is that cover of him like flying into the sky and is just so blonde. And it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I know. And they did a lot of they did gender bending and race bending with a lot of these characters, so that's probably just not that big of a deal to them.
Agreed.
So like, whatever, keep your brown hair, we don't care.
Yeah.
But it just makes me think he's
It
just
sounds
gonna
like
be
a
the Rob
T-shirt
Stark.
slogan. Keep your
Yeah,
brown hair. We don't care.
he's just I see him as Rob Stark forever. Like, and I know, and I wonder how they're gonna diversify, especially Rob Stark and Jon Snow,
Hmm.
in these new characters. Like, how are they gonna make them
When's the
different?
movie coming out?
It would be November of 2021, so next year.
Okay, so it'll be 2 years removed from Game of
No,
Thrones.
2020. Sorry, 2020.
Okay, so
Next year.
yeah, so 2 years removed from Game of Thrones. Right?
Yeah, but still, Game of Thrones was a massive show around the world,
Yeah.
and I mean, Kit Harington will have probably a harder time than.
I don't think so. I think they'll do real well with them. I think
All
they've
right.
done real well with all the characters where you see them as the character and not the actor. I think they've done incredibly
That's
good with
true.
that. So I'm not too worried about it. I may initially, when I see it, I'll not recognize him, then realize who it is, and then it'll fade pretty quick. So it'll be like, ha ha, into the character. We're good. So,
I hope you're right. We'll see how it is.
they haven't had one that you look at every time, and then you're like, oh, that's so and so. You know, you usually see a character.
Jude Law.
Jude Law's? Really?
And I don't watch a lot of Jude Law stuff. I just know Jude Law. I'm like, that's Jude Law.
So no, yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. To be honest with you.
Thanks. But that was all the big movie news wise. There wasn't a
Mhm.
lot of movie. It was mostly focused on the Disney Plus shows, which we did get 3 shows added to the lineup for Phase 4 Disney Plus, which was Miss Marvel,
Which
Moon
is
Knight,
gonna be fun.
Moon Knight, and
Uh-huh.
She-Hulk. So let's start with Miss Marvel. Now all 3 of these are going to have 6 episodes. Most Disney shows are going to have Disney Plus shows will have 6 episodes. It's been pretty much confirmed, except for the What If show.
Miss
That will have
Marvel's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
She's
Why? I know she has similar powers to Mr. Fantastic, which will be interesting. And she's a fangirl. Like
Oh, yeah.
she gets her name from Captain Marvel. Like she looks up to Captain Marvel. She's a big fangirl. So she has
Yes.
Mr. Fantastic's
And
powers.
she's
She
like a
looks up to Captain
teenager.
Marvel.
She's
Yeah,
like,
she's a teenager. She's
uh,
a Muslim teenager. Doesn't
yeah,
she come from a Muslim family?
I believe so. Don't quote me
I'm
on
pretty
that.
sure.
I
I'm
just know
pretty sure.
she's basically she's a fun character. Mr. Fantastic
Right.
is a good way to kind of put it
Super.
against
Yeah.
her, but she also doubts herself quite a bit as well, and isn't
Well, she's
thinking
a teenage girl.
she's not on the she doesn't believe she's on the caliber of the higher tier people. So I believe that's going to be a learning experience of her realizing that she can hold her own against these top dogs. So I think that'll be a great movie. Like I said, my daughter's 14, so I think that'll be a great show to be able to introduce her to as well. Because I've seen a lot of the animated
she's
series.
14.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of animated.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, just a complete side note. She wrecked a grocery cart this weekend when we were shopping, and I laughed and said out loud, "So first a go-kart, now a grocery cart. I'm never giving you keys to the car." And she's like, "Shut up, Dad!"
You're about to teach her how to drive too.
Yeah,
Good
she's
luck.
asking me to teach her, so I'm looking forward to that because she knows yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd like the show. I wonder how young this show is gonna stream, because it is about a teenage girl with powers who
Yeah.
looks up to the superheroes. So I wonder. Obviously, it's not gonna be on the same level as anything like like super serious.
No, she's incredibly bubbly.
Yeah.
Like
So I wonder
incredibly
how it's
bubbly.
gonna. Yeah, I obviously it's gonna be more attracted to younger audiences. But I think we could still get some serious stuff in there, especially if they do keep the Muslim heritage.
Mm-hmm.
There could be some really serious stuff in there. But there's no date for this. I'm assuming it's probably going to be 2022, just because they have a full slate for their movies in 2021, 2020 and 2021. So I'm assuming this is probably going to be 2022,
Right,
just like the next two.
one up, you said was She-Hulk.
Moonlight actor, Moon
gotcha.
Knight, not Moonlight. Moon Knight.
I need to study this one a little more. I heard
this exploded. Like when this was announced, nobody was expecting it, and everybody went insane.
I know it's a big deal. I don't know why it's a big deal. I need to do my research on it before the internet blows me up, because the videos basically when I say something stupid, everybody attacks me. So I don't know enough to be able to quote anything.
Just the little bit that I've done so far was he's kind of like a Batman that has like a little extra abilities. Like he's not Batman where he's human, but he has a Batman sense to him, and then he gets his powers from the moon cycle, I guess is also where he gets his name. Please correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm going to have to do more research myself, but apparently this is something that nobody was expecting, and it came out of the blue, kind of like the Blade announcement, and people were just freaking out about it. So this is something that I think will be it will be darker than Ms.Marvel.
Everything's darker than Ms.Marvel's.
And it's not going to be as expensive, I don't think. I think Ms.Marvel will be more expensive because of her abilities, and I hope they use them. Like
I wonder if I'm going to get a Black Noir feel from him from The Boys. That's because
maybe.
Yeah, that's what I need to do my research. So I'm not going to say anything else before people kill me.
I don't know. Like I said, I need to do my research on him too. All I get is like a Batman-ish kind of vibe from him, from like the pictures I've seen.
When you
so
said
far,
that, that's why I thought Black Noir.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. But that was probably going to be like, I think a darker side.
Okay.
And then you have She-Hulk, which I didn't know, because She-Hulk's never been on my radar. But I didn't know that technically in the comics, she gets a blood transfusion from her cousin Bruce Banner, and that's how she gets her power. So I don't know if they'll keep that cousin aspect to it, and maybe Bruce Banner could show up, because technically Universal owns the distributing rights to the Hulk, which is why we haven't gotten another Hulk movie. And this might be a way for them to get more Hulk, and more She-Hulk, and more Hulk storylines that we haven't gotten before, because you're doing it through Disney Plus, and it's not a Hulk movie.
She was a big thing with Civil War II, I believe, and her speaking out and coming out with her actual identity when it was Iron Man versus Captain Marvel, and with her political stances and views. and I think there was a huge thing that happened with her with her standing on that specific side with Captain Marvel. So I think her and Captain Marvel would get along pretty well, but I want to see where they go with it. Until I have details, they're saying names that I know and nothing else. So it's just like, I go to McDonald's and they're like, Big Mac! And I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. What the fuck are you doing about it? Am I getting one? Am I getting a Big Mac? Is it going to be a good one? Or is it going to be like one in the picture where it looks good? Or is it going to be a piece of shit? So until I actually know details about this stuff, it's just them throwing out names. I get excited, but you got to be cautious about it, even though they've always treated everything pretty well.
Yeah. And I think with these three, from what I've heard, especially with Ms. Marvel will definitely cross over into the movies. I'm sure Moon Knight and She-Hulk will eventually cross over in the movies as well. But I did hear specifically Ms. Marvel. So I'll be interested to see, obviously, where how the shows appear. Like, is Ms. Marvel going to be more kids version, while She-Hulk is more like girl power, adult girl power, and then like Moonlight is more like dark and gritty, and then how they go into the movies.
Yeah, I think you nailed all of those.
Because these are the first live action original characters that we're going to get for Disney Plus. Now they did talk about the Disney Plus shows that we were already aware of. So the first thing was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We obviously knew both of them were coming back, and we did hear reports that Sharon Carter was going to be coming back, so she's going to be in the show as well. And we know Zemo is going to be the villain, so we know he's coming back as well, which was already stated. But a new character is Wyatt Russell was just cast as John Walker, who is, I believe it's U.S. Agent is his name, but he's playing John Walker. I think he's had 2 different names in the comics, but. So he was just cast, and I think he's supposed to be more of a kind of like Captain America, but more extreme.
What's his character's name again?
John Walker.
Is that, and you said that he might go by another name?
U.S. Agent, and then there was another one that I can't remember that he went by,
because there was a extreme version of Captain America that was built for military use, and he bled red, white, and blue, but he actually took pills to be able to kind of amp him up. It was like mini versions of the steroid that Captain America used to turn him into that, but he hops up on these, basically roids out, and he'll go into like I think he went into like Vietnam, and just started massacring. He was planting like United States flags and like blowing away villages and killing everybody just because he wanted to finish the war. I forgot the name of it, but they had to send Captain America over there to shut his ass down. And he's nothing but a fanboy, and he wants to represent America in the best attitude. But it's like the exact opposite of what Captain America, how he would handle things. Because he's just roided out. I think he ends up dying from a heart attack from the overdose of the pills and stuff he was doing, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but when you were describing him and you said Captain America-esque, I got that vibe instantly. Yeah. I can't remember.
Well, I don't think he's a good guy. I don't think he's a good guy right off the bat. Like, I think he's one of those like more where he's a bad guy, he's an extreme, and then maybe he eventually turns into a good guy.
Could it be vice versa, where he thinks he's a good guy? Because that's how this character led up to being. And he's a military pawn. He's basically like, send that bitch in and let it go.
We'll see if he works with Zemo, or if he's trying to stop Zemo and he does it too extreme.
He does it wrong.
And and Falcon and Winter Soldier have to stop him. So we did get that news. Now Anthony Mackie also stated that he will always be the Falcon. He specifically said that in an interview. So he's like yes, I have Captain America's shield, but I'm always going to be the Falcon. So that's interesting. I want to see where it goes with them, because he is carrying on the mantle. That's one of my top 3 shows that I'm most excited for on Disney Plus is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's the top or in top 3?
Top 3.
Okay.
Top 3. The number 1 show I'm excited for on Disney Plus is WandaVision, and we got more details on WandaVision.
Yes, continue.
So it's going to come off as a comedy turning into a horror. Like, they talked about it being like your classic sitcom. Like, they even cast, I forgot her name. It was like Kathleen something. Well, anyways, she's like a nosy neighbor. What do you give me that look for?
The fuck? Why are they going to go with like a Friends episode? and
No.
then
It's
turn
gonna
it into
be
a horror just to lead into the multiverse with Doctor Strange.
no. But you got to think like so. The comedy aspect, like the comedy side of it, I think is going to be interesting because so they also have Darcy from the Thor movies coming back. You remember her?
Oh my
The first two
god.
Thor movies. You didn't like her?
Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna watch the last episode to prepare for the Doctor Strange, and that's it. I'm not supporting that. Why the fuck would you
Why?
bring her back? Her little quick
Because
banter.
people liked her.
Who liked her? The fucking girls with their pumpkin spice lattes and their Uggs? Because if they are the ones that
I
are
don't do
supporting that
pumpkin spice
character,
latte or
they
Uggs.
need to get the
I
fuck out
liked
of the
her.
MCU.
You shut up. I liked her. She was funny and she's coming back in the show. So you have Wanda and you have Vision and you have I almost forgot.
Fucking
What's his
Darcy.
name? Randall Park, who plays Jimmy Woo, who was the agent in Ant-Man and the Wasp. You remember the agent?
Okay, I see where they're going with this. Go ahead.
He is going to be
I
back
don't
in
mind
it too.
him as much. He
Okay.
was a little over the top on there.
Right.
But
So he's in it, and Monica Rambeau, grown up, is in it, and Darcy are all going to be in it. So I think it's interesting. They took someone from Ant-Man, they took someone from Captain Marvel, and they took someone from Thor, and they're kind of bringing all these people together. So you have agents, and because I think Monica Rambeau is going to be working with Sword. I keep wanting to say Shield. So it's gonna be interesting because you have all these different characters coming from all these different stories, and I like Darcy. I'm sorry, I enjoy her. I think she's funny.
I'm being quiet, so you continue to talk to get through this, so I never have to deal with it again.
Well, does it like? Do you not like the comedy aspect that they're not going to have the whole comedy? There is going to be comedy in it though. Comedy horror. It's a horror comedy. Sure. No, you're not okay with that.
No, they're like, it's like I ate at the buffet and I got the last plate of food and it's fucking delicious. And then my daughter's like, I want to go get some food. But she goes up there and it's all gone. I ate it all. You know what she does? She'll look around and, oh, there's pieces on the floor. Let me find these pieces that nobody wants to fucking eat.
That is the worst reference. That's so
And
mean.
all of this sounds like they're just picking up shit that doesn't have a home and throwing it in a fucking blender. I don't like this at all.
They're not picking up shit. They're picking up characters that people have liked and want to see more of.
Okay.
We're just gonna have to disagree on this. And we'll
Yeah, that's
we'll watch
perfectly fine.
WandaVision and we'll see how it goes.
You say we like I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna probably watch the last couple.
You're gonna watch it.
I'm probably gonna watch the last couple of episodes to prepare for Doctor Strange. You can't
no.
tell me what to do.
I can, because you know what? I'll give you homework assignments to watch WandaVision. There you go. There you go. Anyways, the last thing that they also talked about with Disney Plus was the What If series. We now know that's going to be 23 episodes, and each episode is going to take a different aspect on each of the first 23 movies of the MCU.
Good.
So the first one is going to be what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers?
Yeah.
And they showed some artwork for that as well.
I'm looking forward to that. I want to see all of that.
I did hear that they had a clip as well of Bucky Barnes fighting a zombie Captain America.
I'm looking forward to all of it.
So,
All of the what ifs. I'm looking forward to it.
23 episodes of What If, focusing on each of individual movies. Obviously, I don't know if they'll go in order from timeline, because it being the first one being Captain America, First Avenger. They might go in timeline order. They might just mix it up. But I'm glad we're getting 23 episodes of that, because that's just going to be a fun show.
So much speculation. The last one, Avengers Endgame, is basically, instead of Tony getting it, snapping. I mean, what if somebody like Captain America got it and snapped instead?
Yeah.
And what led and what the universe would look like after that, and him sacrificing himself. I mean, there's so much you could do, and I'm really looking forward to those alternate realities.
I love alternate storylines.
Yeah.
They're
gonna be fun.
It's going to be so much fun to watch that show. So those were the big things coming out of Marvel with Disney Plus and the movies. So out of all of that we just talked about, what is What If your number one that you're like that news made your day?
It didn't make my day. I look forward to it. I knew what if it is. I also, by the way, you didn't bring this up. The Loki logo that people didn't like the Loki logo kept changing every time they showed it on the screen. It was basically
Oh.
it wasn't because when they originally showed the Loki logo, people were like, who the fuck designed this? They showed it again at D23 and they're like, oh, it's a different design. They showed it again at D23. It was a completely different design. It's basically changing itself, and that's perfect for fucking Loki. I love every episode that comes on. I would love to see a different logo of what it's like. You know,
All right, I like that.
That would be pretty cool. But I would say that one of the 23 episodes I'm looking forward to, but I knew I was getting there. The Black Widow situation, I want to see an authentic trailer. Black Panther, I already believe I know where that's going. Namor the Submariner, I believe that's where we're going.
Do you think that they're going to do that with the amount of success that Aquaman had, and the fact that they're going to be coming out with Aquaman 2 soon? Like, do you think that they're going to want to?
Yeah, because
that?
Aquaman did better than Black Panther, right?
No, but it still did $1 billion.
Oh, amazing. So what I'm saying is that, I think they'll go with that. They literally put that line in there for a reason. And who was the one that was like, how do we handle this? And we handled it by not handling it. Who said that? It's leading to it. It's Namor. So,
all right, we'll see.
Yeah, I think I have no interest in WandaVision now. None.
Now?
None.
Really? Because it has a comedy aspect?
No, because it's literally just like, there we go. And if it's built for a comedy turning into a horror, why? Okay.
Has Marvel let you down with anything they've done so far? Have you been disappointed in anything that they've done?
In anything they've done?
Why movies? Movie-wise.
Movie-wise. Hold on.
Because Kevin Feige was not over the TV division.
Iron Man 3.
You were completely you were like, this is a waste of my time. I shouldn't have watched
Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
I'm glad they're, like, reconciling it with the 10 Rings and the new real Mandarin. But you know why they're having to do that is because they fucked it up so bad the first time. Okay, so Iron Man 3 is one of them. Thor 2 was trash. Thor 3 I wasn't a fan of. I enjoyed, but I wasn't a fan of. Thor 1 was even, it was fun to learn about the character. I didn't like how they killed his sidekicks immediately in Thor 3, and they were just like, that's done, let's move on. What other movies? Come on, keep throwing them at me. I'll keep popping them off. You say I've been disappointed. I've been disappointed a lot.
But I don't think that those, like, there were things about those that you weren't, like, satisfied with, but did you regret watching them?
Thor 2 and Iron Man 3, yes.
All right. Well, you know what? You're going to watch WandaVision. Just get over it.
We'll see.
If you don't watch it on your own, I'll give it to you as a homework assignment.
Remember, I got plenty of stuff up my sleeve. If you start,
fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay. Because when you watch it, I bet you will like it.
I bet I'll enjoy it more than I think. Because right now, I'd rather go take a dump.
You have low expectations.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so that's a lot of information. We have how many shows now do we have on
Too
Disney
fucking
Plus?
many. Too fucking many.
It's actually the most out of all the different services under Disney Plus. Marvel's doing the most new shows.
Let's see how things pan out and keep going.
So we have 7 or 8 shows on Disney Plus. Is that right?
I'm not gonna guess.
Okay.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Right.
I get yelled at when I say things.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we got a lot of new information. I think we won't be getting too much new stuff from Marvel until the Black Widow trailer. I think that will be the next thing that we get, and I'm hoping we'll get it in the next month.
Sounds good to me. I'm looking forward to all of this coming down the pipes and seeing more actual trailers and more legit stuff instead of just leaked footage.
Yes. Now, what do you guys think? Whose side are you on when it comes to WandaVision? Because now I'm really offended that you're not going to want to watch WandaVision, but whose side are you on? Just let us know.